What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Recently was Pokemon Day number 30. So happy birthday, Pokemon. I'm recording this like 2 or 3 days after. I've had enough time to kind of sit down and break down the trailer and kind of look at everything. I've watched it maybe like 5 or 6 times, kind of just to see what's kind of popping with the trailer. I would love to have uploaded my VOD and break down the VOD and like everything, but it really didn't work out. The audio was really trash. I'm gonna probably insert a clip somewhere of that VOD because it was terrible. And we can dive again. Um, but that's beside the point. I really wanted to break down my thoughts on the trailer and everything that I saw that I think is important. Um, so this video is going to be completely kind of off the dome and kind of just like what I see in the moment. That I remember talking about that. Oh, I remember talking about this. I did just come back from vacation, so I want to hop back on the grind. I want to jump right into it. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. Don't forget to like and comment and tell me what your hopes for Gen 10 are, and what's something that you saw in the trailer that kind of got you a little hopeful for Gen 10. But without further ado, here's the video. See you guys inside. Alright guys, so hopping right into the trailer, we start with the classic Nintendo Switch logo. Honestly, nothing much new here, we're used to this. But here's where the trailer kind of got interesting to me, is that it started off with these nice drawings. So I saw this, and I'm guessing this is Viridian Forest, but I'm not thinking Viridian Forest. And so they flipped the page, and in the stream I legit go, oh my gosh, let's go Johto, we're getting it, I'm so excited. Yeah, no, that wasn't happening. So they start flipping through all the collages of the generations and kind of where Pokemon is going, where Pokemon is headed. And if we kind of jump here a little bit, you go to Galar, you go to Paldea, and then it stops on this frame. And I didn't realize at the time, but you're the trainer in this view right here, and that this is the kind of all the adventures that you've been on. And so then they open it, and there's a person, or there's a shadow, and let's talk about it. This is Mrs. Wavy Chew and Mr. Windy Chew. Don't know much about them, but the website says that they are going to be heavily involved in the story. So I don't know if they're going to act as like the professors or like the professor's assistants, but I'm really excited to kind of see, because tan Pikachu, like, are these shiny variants? Are they just tan? Like, we didn't even get a tan Pikachu for Alola. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to see where this goes. And then he has like a jewel in the back, and that jewel probably has something to do with the story. I have no idea. Um, but we're watching the Japanese trailer because I really think there's something in the Japanese trailer that I think we should talk about. So then you open up to this broad view, and it's scaled down for me, and it's probably even more scaled down for you. But in my opinion, this is one of the best looking Pokemon games we've gotten so far. And I was telling a lot of people, I was like, I could see them doing new Pokemon Snap graphics for the next Pokemon game, because we're running on a new engine. Wailord confirmed. We haven't had Wailord since Galar, and it was like scaled down, and this one looked kind of scaled down, but I don't know, maybe this is the scale of Wailord now, so we'll see. This resort is interesting. I wonder if we're going to be working for the resort. We know we've had like a Pokemon Resort show come out here here lately on Netflix. I think it just had its second season. I haven't really been following it, but I think this will be a cool concept to have of like a resort. We're working for the resort and we're surveying the land for the resort. Because it wouldn't be the first time that we work for like a survey corp, or we're workers at something doing a favor for somebody. Um, and then we kind of get our first look at the trainers. I personally love the cowboy hat. I've seen some people say they hate the cowboy hat. I love the cowboy hat. And I think this male design is really, really good. The female design, I think if they change the hair, it would be really good. But if you pay attention, uh, there's a little board right here. And so the trainer goes running, nimble, Talo, oop, let me stop there too. There is, oh, first off, gosh, I keep having to go back. There's a balloon you can see, and there's a little building. The theory is that there's a balloon, and it shows you where the Pokemon Center is. If you look, we have our first look at Nurse Joy, and the guy who's going to be selling you stuff throughout the game, which is really interesting. I'm kind of sad that we're at the stop and go Pokemon centers. I kind of like that you walk in the Pokemon Center, you can go to this shop, or you can walk around, or you can do the Wi-Fi stuff. So, but it's cool to kind of see the Nurse Joy, and they look different. Kind of reminds me of the Nurse Joy from the Orange Islands. And kind of what they've got going on over there, that she was like really tan. Here's where you kind of see the water and the waves. First off, let's take a moment. Let's love these wave mechanics. They look so, so good. Here's the beach villas. This kind of gave me a hint of where the region is going to take place and kind of what's going to be happening, or not what's going to be happening, but what it looks like. I think this is going to take place like in an Indonesian, Philippine, Malaysian type theme, because this reminds me a lot of those villas you see on YouTube where people like have the walk straight into the water from the villa, and they have a pool sitting in the water, and it just reminds me a lot of that. So I'm thinking that this is what that's going to be. There's more letters: Ledian, Ladybug, Pikachu, Slugma. If you go back and look at Slugma, Slugma is giving off a light source here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Slugma has given off a light source in a Pokemon game, like, ever. So it's really cool to see this. I know they didn't I think it was Pixelmon, they gave him a little light source. And then Scorch's pre-evolution, I cannot think of that Pokemon's name. Scorch's pre-evolution is giving off a light source at the tail and in the little whiskers on his face, so it's really cool. Pikachu has a new design animation, which is really cool. I don't know if that was in battle or not, but we're gonna kind of move into my favorite part of the trailer here, kind of showing off some of these different terrains, these different areas, the Pokemon that are coming back that we haven't seen in a minute. The train is kind of running through this beach, and then this is when we get our first look at the starter Pokemon. Overall, I'll kind of get into that in a second. I don't want to just jump into it. But these are overall, I really enjoy these starter designs. Brout is really cool. I am interested to see if it's gonna turn into like a sumo type, because it is really husky, and that's what people are kind of leaning towards, is that it's not gonna fly because it's not fire flying, or sorry, not grass flying like Rowlet was. It has wings, but it can't fly like a chicken. I'm also hoping that Pombon stays on all fours. I think that's what everybody's hope is. And it goes from being like a Pomeranian to being like more of a lion type, and I think that would be really cool for Pombon as a Pokemon. And then Gekwa, I think I'm picking Gekwa, I'm not gonna lie. All the starters look really good. This is Brout. Of course, this is a Japanese trailer, so I can't read it, but they are all such cool designs. I honestly, every time we get a new generation of Pokemon, I say that they all look like Fakemon. They don't look real. They look like something that I would have seen in a 4chan league back in 2014 when we were waiting for X and Y. It really just like, they don't seem real, but it's so cool that they're like there. Like, it's cool that we know our starters and where they're coming from. And here's where we jump into the water. And I think this is so cool, that we're jumping into the water and getting to dive. We're gonna dive again for the first time since 2014 when Oras came out. So here's why I wanted to watch this trailer. If you look, there's a little like thing right here. Don't know much about it, but if you look at every other Pokemon game and their Japanese logo, it has whatever gimmick is coming in that game in the logo of the game. So like Oras had the Omega and Alpha symbols, X and Y had the Mega Evolution, Scarlet and Violet had the Terrestrialization. It was really cool. But jumping back a little bit, I was yapping, so I didn't really get to talk about this one thing. Right here. This is oddly shaped, in my opinion. I think this is going to have something to do with the gimmick. Because I don't see why a thing would be shaped like this in the sky. It kind of reminds me of like a dragon. So it's either something to do with the legendary or something to do with the gimmick. I wish we would have got more information, but I know we have 2 years until, I guess like, I wouldn't say 2 years, but like a year and a half till this game comes out. So I'm really excited to see what they do with it, but kind of moving forward, we go underground or underwater. We get to see what Pokemon live like. We get to see the title screens, Pokemon Wind and Waves. And I honestly was so shocked when they said 2027, because this is the 30th year of Pokemon. Why wouldn't you drop a whole new generation this year? So this was a really interesting thing to me that they even did this in the first place. But now we're gonna go to the website, and I kind of want to break down what we've seen at what's on the website and what's there, and kind of read more into some stuff. So I'll see you guys over there. Alright guys, so moving into the actual website, this is going to be a Switch 2 exclusive, which I think is really interesting, but it will let them not have to downscale, and they can actually move stuff upscale, and it'll look better. And like I said, I heard it's running on a new engine, so this engine is made for Switch 2. Pokemon Wind Wave, all new titles, like I said, exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2, which will let them be able to kind of do more, because use the Switch 2's hardware. I feel like Legends EA didn't use the Switch 2's hardware because we had to downgrade for Switch 1, but a worldwide 2027 release, that feels so long from now, but time is flying. The new titles will feature open world, so it is completely open world. And we have windswept islands and vast oceans, and the exploration, everything, like I say in like most of my videos, the main thing for me is I love exploration in a Pokemon game. So being able to explore all these different unique ecosystems, I wasn't even planning on saying it, but it's right here, and kind of seeing these jungles and these swamps and getting to go underwater is going to be so cool to me, and it's like really different to be able to explore this stuff open world. Of course, we've been able to explore this stuff before, but kind of seeing the new scenery is going to look really good in my opinion. During this adventure, you'll be able to team up with all kinds of Pokemon and overcome a difficult road ahead. I wonder what the difficult road means, because how difficult is modern day Pokemon? I'm playing Leaf Green and Fire Red right now, and that's difficult because I haven't played a Pokemon game like that in a minute, where you don't have your EXP all, you don't have all your other stuff that kind of makes the game easier, your move relearners, your nickname changers, you gotta go find all that stuff. This is kind of the environments that we've been seeing. Like, look at that. That looks so pretty in my opinion. That is so nice. You kind of got like the dusk, the stars are out, but also the sun is out, and you can kind of see the day and night change. I wonder, I didn't really say this in the trailer because I forgot it was here, but I wonder what this is going to be. I wonder if this is going to be like your player's house or a vendor that you meet along the way. I also hope they bring back like building insides, not like just oh, you click on a building and it opens a menu. I want to be able to go inside the building and talk to people. It was nice. I recently played Sword and Shield on stream, and we were able to go on buildings and talk to people in a 3D Pokemon game. And of course, Fire Red and Leaf Green, I've been talking to everybody, kind of taking advantage of it. Here's kind of like a coral reef, which is really nice. Some more of that underwater Toxapex. I think we saw Marini already. Luminion, which means Finneon, is back. Wailord, we already saw. Frillish is back. Jellicent's back. Tynamo has been, I feel like Tynamo has been in so many Pokemon games. So on Switch, Seismitoad line is back. Carnivine is back. Of course, Wailord, my goat. Corsola is back, but you can't have Marini without having Corsola, which means the Galarian form is probably going to be in the game too as an in-game trade. Here's that tower again. I'm really interested to see how this hotel works. Will we get to work at the hotel? Do we get to do stuff at the hotel? Is the professor a part of the hotel? That light source I was talking about, how these Slugma are giving off a light source. I hope that kind of plays into the game, that you can use it to like light a dark area. The Palisand line is back. Krabby's back. My cookie bro, he's back. Here's the top of that tower again. And yeah, I'm really excited to see. You kind of see the overlay of the land too. I wonder if that's like, ooh, sorry. I wonder if that's like the professor's house over here or something. If this is all part of a research area. That looks like a little gym. Or not a gym, a battlefield here, so you'll probably have a rival battle here when you first start. Like, I'm really excited. I don't know if those are islands. I was gonna say, guys, they revealed some Pokemon. Those are some Pokemon. This is that Pikachu stance that is cool to me. Like, they're changing up the stances. It kind of reminds me of, I heard somebody else mention Luxray. Luxray had a whole new stance in Legends Arceus than it does in regular in other 3D Pokemon games, and kind of looks battle ready. And this is really cool because Pikachu looks battle ready and not sitting here being friendly. But let's kind of jump into some of the characters. I'll be honest, I love their designs, but also I think I feel like there's a lot going on with these designs. Like, if we really look at it, like the backpack, the hair, the hats, the board. I usually keep my backpacks because I change the outfits so much. Also, I hope they let us get full customization back in a main series Pokemon game, because Legends EA kind of spoiled me having that back. But this is that hover. I think this is a hoverboard, and it'll be cool to kind of have that instead of a bike to traverse around. I think that'll be really cool. But here's our two designs. I genuinely like their design better. I like the colors here better, but I think the hat really sets it off for me, kind of making it better. This is what they look like in game. Of course, this is still early, so they look kind of janky to me right now, but I think they'll get better over time. You, the player, will become the main character's adventure. The outfit your character dons will vary. It'd be cool if we could get the other, like if they have a wind hat and waves, or if they have a waves hat and wind, just to kind of be able to vary it up a little bit. Just some shots of the trainer running that we already saw in the trailer. So here's kind of where we jump into the new Pokemon. Here's the shots. Just kind of go through them real fast because we've already seen them. They're all straight from the trailer. Here's Brawl. Very energetic. Uses the leaves on his head to photosynthesize, which I think every grass Pokemon talks about how it photosynthesizes. Every grass starter. But of course it has overgrow. It's not that big, but I don't think he's gonna fly because he's a grass flying. He's not grass flying. I could be wrong, but I think he's gonna stay and be a little bit of a wall. I think this is a wall starter. This is definitely, I think, is gonna be the more attack heavy starter, Pombon. generates heat with his lungs. This Pokemon is guileless and friendly. Like he's a friend. He looks like he's petable. But I think this is gonna turn into a lion. It just looks more like a man to me than it does anything else. It's gonna stay a Pomeranian, but eventually it's gonna turn into a lion. And here's where my goat is. It's so funny to me because somebody put a post out and said that all of the water starters lately have been sassy, and Gecko does look really sassy. It's just funny to me because I picked every water starter. They said every water starter since Alola has been sassy, and I have picked every water starter except Quaxley since Alola. But these are like, I'm really excited. It springs balls of water from its tail. Gecko is very intelligent and maneuvers shrewdly while putting on airs. This is our speed glass cannon. If you know me, you know I love my Inteleon, so I'm definitely picking Gecko because it reminds me of Inteleon. See, this is where I was talking about Mr. Windychew. The special Pikachu make their debut, which is really cool. I don't think we've had like a really special Pikachu variant since the Ash Hat Pikachus, and then before that was Oras. I might be wrong, but here's Mr. Windychew and Mrs. Wavychew, or Miss Wavychew. Don't know much about them, but they're going to be involved in our adventure, so I'm really excited to see how they do. But that is the end of our showcase of the Pokemon Wind and Waves. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification. Don't forget to go to the other socials, man. I've kind of been getting some traction on those lately, and most of the time I'm streaming if it's after 8 o'clock. So don't forget to come check out stream on, I don't know if I can say it on here, but don't forget to come check out stream on the Purple app every now and again. It's all linked in the description below. Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to comment what your hopes and dreams are for Pokemon Wind and Waves and what you're most excited for, and something that I might have missed in the trailer. Hope you guys have a good one. Be blessed, be safe, and bye.